Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate, the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. Last night was fun. Not for a lot of the game, admittedly, but the result was absolutely fantastic. Can't remember the last time I've seen a game like that, including us, when we were on the receiving end of it. It's a lot of the time it's the other way around, where we're the ones who batter teams and then concede a last minute goal or something like that. So it is nice to be on the other end of it. PSG done exactly what we all thought they were going to do: come out, attack us with ridiculous intent, press with ridiculous intent, and it's just as the commentators kept going on about how they've got no superstars anymore and nobody's getting carried in the team. No Messi is getting carried, Neymar's, whoever else they've had over the years like that. That's probably the thing they were missing last night, is a superstar who can do nothing for the game and score a winner for you. That's probably the one thing they were missing, ironically. So great result for us, absolutely fantastic. And Alisson Becker, just like he's the best goalkeeper I've ever seen in my life. I don't think I'll ever see better than him.
I don't know anyone can be positive about that performance when we got absolute. I'm only messing. It was fucking brilliant. Nah, you know what, lad? Alisson Becker. We've spoke about him recently, saying he's a bit slower getting down to things and that. And I've also said in the past that I think it's hard playing for a team like Liverpool when you don't concede that many shots at you, and you've got to be warm all game, and you've got to make them saves when you've only got one to make. You've seen it last night. Their keeper had one save to make, couldn't do it. Alisson made 9. Out of this world. I think the first half was really frustrating. It was nervy from a Liverpool fan point of view. It looked like they were going to absolutely batter us, and if they got 1, they'd have got 5. But that was our plan. I think Arne Slot's gone there, not to get battered, but he's gone. We can't match them for speed or strength or technical quality in part of the pitch, you know what I mean? So let's go and drain them of everything. Let's go and see if we can keep a clean sheet and try and nick one. Don't get me wrong, I don't know how we kept a clean sheet, but we did. And for the 9 shots on target and the 9 saves Alisson made, quite a few of them were from far out, to be fair. He made 2 or 3 world-class saves that you'd expect to go in, but I thought we defended well. I don't think it was like we got torn apart to the point where they were getting in behind and having one-on-ones, and he was, making it. They were all like snap chances. They were all half chances. They were all like fucking shots from the edge of the box and that. So I think we just it was mad to be happy to get mauled and come out with a win, because when it got to 60 minutes, I thought, I've seen this before, and it's usually us. It's us versus Madrid in that stadium, swatting them shot after shot after shot. Keeper, best game of his life. You just know what's going to happen, and thank God it was us on the other end of it, because it was fucking, it was great. At 60, I think when he brought Nunes on, I backed Nunes to score, Liverpool to win 1-0. Fortunately, it wasn't Nunes to score, but got the assist. The substitutions were brilliant that he made, and we finished the game looking for a second.
Yeah, mad, isn't it?
It was just a mad game, but it just, the only thing I can say is credit to Arne Slot. We were all crying for half time. He needs to change things. I think he had enough faith in Becker. He had enough faith in the defence that we weren't going to concede, and we did try and nick one, and we got it, but that was very much like a Rafa Benitez performance in Europe. It was Juventus, it was Chelsea all over again, and then some. It was just a mad. It's hard to explain how that's a good display, but it was a great display. In terms of European away game, that's a great display, and fucking delighted.
And that's it. I mean, any game where you win is, to an extent, a great display. You know what I mean? So, like that on its own is just enough. But I think it was a weird one because the first half, like you say, you're crying for half time and you're thinking first half, it's just a matter of time. Like they're gonna score, like it's gonna happen. And then the second half starts and the PSG are doing the same things, but it doesn't seem to be as effective. It's like we've sussed them now. Okay, we know what we need to do to keep them out. Let's just carry on doing what we're doing, step it up a little bit. Second half, I didn't think they were going to score at all. Like I had no issues with the amount of attacks and shots they were having second half. I just didn't think they were going to score. I didn't think we were going to score in all honesty in the end. But like you said, those subs again, like the one thing Arnie Slaughter's got absolutely fucking magnificently right this season, time and time again, is his substitutions and the time he does his substitutions. Nunes, I was saying before half time, it needed Nunes. They had a high line. The defence overall, I don't think was that good. Nuno Mendes, in fairness to him, was very good up against Salah. Got to give him that. But I think as a whole, the defence wasn't great. Nunes' pace would have done them, and wasn't necessarily his pace that done him in the end. It was his strength and his hold-up play, which has never been in question, that side of his game, in fairness. But yeah, like, it was crying out for something like that. But I think Jones coming on was a lot calmer than the midfield, on the rest of the midfield on the ball. I thought he was brilliant. Endo, don't need to talk about Endo anymore because he's just. I said to my mate last night, just give him the Ballon d'Or. Like, if they're not going to Salah, give it to Endo. That'll do me. And then first touch, it's like, again, like I say, just the substitutions were just out of this world. Like, they couldn't have worked any better.
That's it. That's why he's a manager, lad. He sees things that we don't see, and he sees what players are going to bring to a game. Common sense is like Nunes is going to bring that ball in behind, just swat it up. He's going to chase anything that moves for half an hour. We needed that. We needed an outlet. Diaz looked like he was carrying a bus again. Just looked lost completely. That first 10 minutes, we just hit it to their right back over and over again, over the top of him. Diaz was getting in, but then cutting back and passing it backwards. Just doesn't look like he can beat a man. Doesn't look like he's got any real desire to be on the end of the ball when we've got it. There was times where like he was passing the ball and then staying behind the player who's got it. You're like, fucking run in behind. There's gaps there, get in behind. Jota the same. Thought the pair of them was shite. I think the rest of them really had a good go. I think the first half you could say they were all crap, but that was our tactics to not fucking overexert ourselves. At times we were chasing shadows, but then the substitutions come on. Harvey Elliott, I didn't expect him to make an impact in that with that little period he had on. 85 minutes on, 86-minute goal. Like, bizarre. Salah must be kicking himself because regardless of who was there, it was him or him, weren't it?
Yeah.
And just a mad end to a game. But as you said there, just didn't. The second half, we sussed them out. We sort of we got well better defensively, even though they were still getting through and having shots. Defensively, we were fucking solid. We were winning the first balls. Then when it was drop balls and bouncing around our box, we were the ones on the end of it. It was mad to proper enjoy that side of our game, and it's nice to be able to do that. It's nice to go to a ground like that where they are in form. They have been exceptional this season. You can say all you want, it's a shit league and all that, but they've been probably one of the best teams in Europe. They've been a quality outfit all season. They've been, don't get me wrong, they've never done too well in the fucking Champions League, but that's happened with most of the big teams, hasn't it? There's only a few of us who stood out. So to go there and be able to drain them of all energy, like I think that'll do them worse than like us battering them in their ground. I think getting beat like that absolutely fucking kills your soul. Like, if we can play that well against you and not get a goal and lose the game, like, fucking God help you when we turn up at Anfield, because we're gonna play a different game, aren't we? They have to come at us. We'll probably sit in and play on the counter attack, but nowhere near as dangerous and on the ropes as that. We'll hit them on the counter. We could fucking kill them. Don't get me wrong, the tie's nowhere near over. They're a brilliant team, and they could cause harm to us if they get through and we make a little mistake here and there. But on the day, like, it was just perfection from
Yeah.
individuals. Alisson, obviously, I think every player the second half just killed themselves for us and getting the win. The way we defended, you probably say we probably deserved the win in the end.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, to look at it like that? And yeah, it was just one of them mad games. Like you say, it's Madrid. I think everyone's pretty much said that now. It's Madrid a couple of years ago in the final. It's, I say, these games where we had, I think we had a couple of, like, at Anfield, like the Palace game last season, like, they get a goal and then that's it. We can't do anything despite our dominance and stuff like that. And it's just nice to be on the other end of it. But I think, yeah, second half, as you say, everyone was a lot better. And I think it was highlighted for me in, you've probably seen the clip now, Van Dijk in the first half. Like, he's with, I think it's that Barcola. He's with him. And then, like,
he runs away.
He just runs away from him completely and leaves him wide open. And I don't know what it was. He obviously must have thought there was someone going to be in his position where he should be, and he's just left him wide open. Absolute lunacy. But yeah, second half there was none of that, and I think Trent probably highlights that the most because I think defensively, second half, that's one of the best defensive performances I've seen from him.
I wanted him off at half time. I thought he was absolutely fucking pathetic. He didn't look like he had any desire to win the ball. He was getting skinned left, right, and centre. Don't get me wrong, the players who were going past him are fucking lightning. So there's not a lot you can do about that when they just knock it past you and go. Do you know what I mean? But he didn't look like he had any interest in trying to win the ball. But again, I think I said that against Man City. Don't know whether that's the plan. So, like, go ahead, don't kill yourself. And if they get past you, they don't get past them. Second half, different kettle of fish, absolutely exceptional. He was brilliant. He had that bit of fight that we want to see from him. It's the bit of fight that you want to see in a local lad anyway. But he just lacks it a little bit. But he showed up the second half. I thought he was fantastic. Like, he wasn't just kicking the ball, hitting hopes either. He was calculating what he was doing and trying to keep possession and keep us safe. But when he did need to just whack it and get rid, he did. So yeah, I think all round the whole defensive unit, the second half was just fantastic. Like, and it got to a point where, like, probably 60, 70 minutes, I was pretty confident we were going to score.
Yeah, I think the one danger man for them who we had to keep quiet and we need to keep quiet next leg is that Kvaratskhelia one, the one who, don't know why they took him off. In all honesty, he looked like the actual danger man. Dembele is good. He is probably a bit like a Doku in a way. He's obviously had a great season. In fairness to him, he's scored quite a lot of goals and good few assists this season. But I think against better opposition like that, he is a bit of a Doku, where he's great at getting past the man, but then last night anyway, didn't really know what to do once he'd beat the man. But it's going to be a different kettle of fish at Anfield, as you say. They've got to come and attack us. We're not going to be as defensive as we were, while still being respectful of us. I think what's interesting about it is it's give them a lot of I don't know if you can call it false hope at the minute, because obviously we don't know how the second leg's going to play out, but they're all going, oh, we're definitely going to go to Anfield and win, and we're going to show them what kind of team we are. It's like, we already know what kind of team you are. We've just faced the best that you've got to throw at us. So if that's your best, you're not going to come to Anfield with that same mentality, with that same intensity. And if you are at Anfield, we're gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, lad. If they get an early goal, but I think Anfield's a different atmosphere altogether. They're saying they're not worried about it. You don't have to worry about it. It just absorbs you when you get there. You don't have to think about it. It just happens. Some of the best players in the world have been there and fell apart because there's nothing you can do. You can't psych yourself up for Anfield when you're playing against it. When them fans aren't on your side, mate, it must be fucking horrible. And it'll be a brilliant occasion. It'll be a fucking fantastic game. If they come at us with all they've got again, they're going to have a higher line. They're going to try and pack the midfield a bit more and try and get through us. And all we need to do, I think it's the type of game where you start a Nunes, get the ball, whack it up, and have him running and someone go central, just exactly like we done last night, but do that all game. We didn't even look like trying to get forwards really yesterday. We just literally absorbed it all. We just didn't go past the halfway line. We were quite happy with that. We didn't waste no energy. It was weird. It's almost as if we're playing Southampton the weekend. Let's just get a 0-0 and see how we go at Anfield. But we got more than we bargained for. It's fucking great. But I can't believe how happy I am. Like
getting battered that much.
Yeah, watching us play that way and just being the team to. And I was laughing, saying just the Devil's Club. Everyone said the VAR, the red card penalty shout thing.
The injury cases that we don't get.
Like everything that's going our way. Do you know what? We do a bit of luck, and thankfully, fucking hell, it's coming a season where we haven't really needed it because we're flying. But it's nice. It's nice to be on the end where you come out the game thinking, how the fuck have we won that? And it's just boss.
Yeah, that's exactly what the feeling was. How the fucking hell have we pulled that off?
We celebrated that, and again, this thing, I seen someone post a couple of weeks ago about when Everton celebrated their draw with us, and someone put if you can't celebrate a last minute goal anymore, then footy's dead. If you can only celebrate cup wins and that. But yeah, we celebrated in the pub last night like we were Arsenal fans. I won't lie. We were bouncing off the tables and everything, lads. It was and that's what football does to you. It's fucking great. Them last minute goals, you can't beat it.
No, you can't.
Late goals anyway. In a game you've been mauled. In a game, we weren't even favourites to win on the night, and it's probably the first time this season they were favourites to beat us. I just loved at the end their manager come on the telly and he just looked lost for words. He didn't know what to say, lad.
Yeah, and all that just kind of come out and went. He was like, "Oh, as he said, just like, yeah, I mean, we were great. Yeah, he said football's unfair a lot of times, but you just got to get on with." To be fair, I don't think he was saying it in I don't think he was saying it to, I'd take a shot at us or anything like that. But it's just he's obviously just watched his team take fucking 30 shots practically. 9 on target, every one of them saved, and then go, what the fucking hell else am I meant to do here?
What was mad as well with Alisson, and as the shots were getting more and more, he was getting more confident and more confident. So he started catching them in the end and going to the floor and that. And I say after the fifth one, I thought they're not beating him. And after the performance last night, I'd have took a 1-0 loss, but I'd have been gutted for Alisson because of how much he get, and I've been gutted for the team because of how hard they defended. But to come away with a 1-0 win was just fucking brilliant. And again, this is the difference in this manager is we've got gears, we've got different setups, different tactics, different styles of play. It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be fun. But if it wins games, it wins football matches, wins trophies, fucking so be it, lad. Who cares? Because that went from the longest 45 minutes ever to one of the happiest I've ever been last night. It was just a crazy turnaround of events. But again, as we got close to the 90-minute mark, you're just thinking, this is a plan. This is not us getting battered, because we don't want to. It's this is our plan to let them have the ball, to let them tire themselves out, and then to try and nick one, and worked out brilliantly. Yeah.
One thing I do want to ask you about, Konate. Now, I said as soon as he'd done that, whatever you want to call it, shoulder charge, fucking push, whatever you want to call it, I said as soon as he'd done it, it was clumsy. And I think on another night, he goes there, and I don't really think you'd have much arguments if he would have went.
I disagree, lad. I seen it. It's a hand on the back. It's a bit stupid because of the way players go down and that. I don't think there's any real force in it. They're both running. He's put his leans on him. It's a bit stupid, but I'd have been fucking a bit bewildered if he sent him off. But it's the game now, innit? That's the problem. That's the modern day. But I'm always honest. I'm always honest in the sense I always look at it from our point of view. That would have been us in the box. I don't think I'd have claimed for that. I actually don't think I'd have been up in arms over that one. It was just the arm in the back. I don't think he's not in control of the ball. He's not really in possession of the ball. It's going through towards our goal anyway. And it's just an arm. And he flies to the floor. I just think it was a bit of a coming together, but Konate was behind him and a bit stronger.
See, now I try and look at it the same, and the one thing I've been thinking is, was that any different to Decore on Konate in the derby that we were all saying was a foul?
it's a different situation, isn't it? Because he's pushed him out the way so he can't head the ball away in the derby. So he's pushed him to impede him so he can't clear the ball. Whereas he's put his arm on him because he's chasing him. And he's never really... If he had the ball at his feet and he was dribbling through and he's about to shoot and he does it, but it's not...
But see, I think he's about to... I think if he doesn't push him, he controls it.
I honestly think if he wanted to shoot there, he could have shot. And if he's gone down...
See, I don't, because I think he's pushed him mid-stride. So he's put him off balance mid-stride, and he hasn't thrown himself, in my opinion. He has naturally fell the way you would if you got pushed mid-fucking sprint.
I'd have to
in the back.
Look at it again, lad. At the time, when they looked at it, I didn't even have nerves. I'll be honest, I just thought, there's no way. There's not a chance they can give a red card for that. And I didn't know why it was a red card before it was a penalty, and then he said it was out. Was it outside the box?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah,
that's the thing. Card. If it was in the box, it wouldn't have been a red card. They wouldn't have looked at it for a red card. It would have just been looked at for a potential penalty. I don't know. I'd say I was expecting him to go when the check went on a bit longer than you'd expect it to. And I'd say
we just view things differently, lad, because you didn't think Van Dijk deserved to go when he elbowed Anthony Gordon. So it's just a mad one. No, it's just I'd have to look at it again because I'm honest with it, but I'm usually a nervous wreck with stuff like that because I don't trust referees. I thought the referee was fucking exceptional. I thought he was brilliant for most of it. And yeah, I just had no worries when we seen it on the camera. We were like, oh, fuck off. And then when it went to VAR, we were like, oh, fucking, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And I just felt that way. Yeah. I'd have got my eye wiped if he sent him off, like, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah, no, I say for me, I just think, like I say, clumsy from Kanate. Yeah, just one of them, innit? But yeah, overall, like we say, great performance.
I'd just like to place on record, right, that in the previous podcast, I made a comment through probably tiredness that I wasn't asked about the Champions League and that I couldn't care less. You should have seen me yesterday before that game, lad. I couldn't wait to get out for it. It never felt like a big game. There was like not really any build up to it. I think because the game's just coming thick and fast, it's another game. You know, we're away from home. And then I started seeing people's photos from Paris and all that and videos. And then it started feeling like a big European game. And then I just couldn't wait to get out for it. And then my arse was gone. Fucking 45 minutes, they're tearing us apart. And like, fucking hope to God you don't lose this. So yeah, I'm just placing that on record that I want the treble. I don't just want the league. I don't just want the Carabao. I want the treble. I want them all. And if we can win them all, fucking brilliant. If we can only win one, I hope it's the league. But we're in the competitions to fucking win them. So let's take them seriously, like we did last night, and let's go and fucking win the lot.
Is that a proper treble or a mini treble?
It's the fucking treble. It's
as
treble.
The media's been saying, the mini treble. What kind of shit's this? So, like we say, we are. I mean, I don't know why I said like we say because I haven't said it. Yeah, we are going to keep this one short and sweet today, just so it's out there basically. But obviously, Southampton at the weekend. It's a game we should be winning at a canter. When you look at it, 9 points all season for them. I think they've won 2 games. So, like I say, should be winning at a canter. Has anyone from last night earned a start? Like, I think there's some players who probably could do with a bit of a rest, like Gravenberch for one, who's played pretty much 90 minutes in nearly every game he's played this season. I'd even give, like I was saying last night, I'd even give Alisson the day off, like put Kelleher in goal. But I mean, you can't in the running, can you? Let's be honest. As good as Kelleher is, if your best players are available, you play them. But
you probably can, lad. But if Arne Slot says to Alisson after that performance, you're not playing the weekend, he'd probably fucking snap his neck. Because that's the thing with these players. They don't see it as a rest. They don't go into games going, I don't want to play that one. They want to play every game. And that's why the top professionals. But the one player I think needs a rest, 100% needs a rest, is Szoboszlai, because he's killing himself. He could just about stand up last night, lad, and he was still running. He's been exceptional, but I think we don't need to be going out making any statements against Southampton. If we can go and win comfortably, like a 2 or 3-0, it's fine. play Endo, play Jones, and have the firepower on the bench to fix any issues if there are any. But yeah, I think now is the time to. This is the game really before the cup final as well. Give them a little rest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I think the two you've just mentioned there, I would like to see start. Keep McAllister in there, start Endo, start Jones, and give Elliott longer as well. Like, I don't think you start Elliott. Obviously, start Salah, and then hopefully, we can get a nice little cushion. Bring Salah off with 25, 20 minutes left. Give Elliott a proper run out. He deserves it. He's putting in the work, obviously, very hard behind the scenes, and then he's coming on. Even Slot said it last night, Harvey Elliott must hate me because he's only getting 5 minutes here and there, but then he can do something like he done last night in that 5 minutes. So, like, he's a great player to be able to bring on in those situations, but at the same time, we can't expect him to just be happy with these 5-minute cameos and the one, and like he's had ones where he's come on at like the 89th minute and stuff like that. And it's like, this is a lad who was changing games for us constantly last season, and I know he's had some injury troubles and that this season, but like he seems back to full fitness now. This is the time when you can start giving him half an hours and 20 minutes and even starting him in some games. Like he's no, I don't think anybody doubts that he's good enough to be starting in certain games. Like it's a shame to see that I wouldn't say he's regressed at all, but like he's just not as involved as he was last season when he was so vital.
Yeah, he's just a bit part player at the moment, isn't he? But again, he's working him into match fitness. 5 minutes will become 10 and 10 will become 20 eventually. I've got every faith that he's going to remain a Liverpool player and remain a very good part of the squad. You know what I mean? The likes of tomorrow, like, do you need to start Salah? Can you not? But again, you could play Harvey Elliott on the right of centre mid with Salah. I think tomorrow is the. I keep saying tomorrow. I think Saturday is the day to rotate it. I'm not being cocky or arrogant about Southampton because they start well. They start fast. They come out the blocks. They come at you. They attack. They're not one of them teams who are going to just sit in and absorb pressure. They're going to fight you. They're going to have a go. Unfortunately for them, the quality doesn't match most teams in the Premier League, and that's why they are where they are. But only takes a fucking shot off an arse, lad, and then to sit in and kill us. It can happen. You know what I mean? But tomorrow, it will be the game for me. You're talking play Tsimikas, play Jones, play Endo. Don't start Diaz and Jota together. It's just they offer nothing together. There's just not an outlet with them. They just run into each other and chase the same shadows. It's just frustrating with them too. Jota needs a goal. So him leading the line. Hopefully Gakpo can be back and he might start instead of Diaz. But yeah, we've got enough. You know what, lad? You're just reeling names off like that and you're like, look at the squad we've got. I know people want signs and all that, but look at us. We could literally change most of that side and it'd still be enough to win Saturday.
Yeah.
So again, I'm saying all this, but momentum, players want to play games. So is it worth upsetting players who want to play?
Yeah.
It's one of them. We've got a cup final. We've got PSG to play. So PSG before the final?
Yeah. So PSG Tuesday and then the final's the Sunday after.
Yeah, so, I'd rest. It's hard, isn't it? Because you rest a few players Saturday and then you've got to play fucking Tuesday anyway. So
yeah,
you might as well just go full strength. Fuck it, go for 7 now.
Only 7. No, and you know what? I think what you just said about Southampton is right. I mean, they do start fast, and I think, like on paper, I don't think the squad is that bad, and I think some of the football they do actually play is decent. They gave us a game at their place. I think they got back to like 2-2 with United before they lost or something. Like, so it's not like they can. I mean, I know it's only United, but it's not like they can't cause you problems. As we know, so like we've obviously got to take them seriously. But as I say, the way their season's gone, the points they're at this stage of the season, there's 2 months left of the season and not even on double figures. It's like you got to feel for their fans a little bit, like, haven't you? But
do you know what? I don't mind Southampton, but they're like a Brendan Rodgers side where you've got to score 4 goals to win games because you're going to concede 3 because you're not defensively stable and you're not defensively minded. All you know how to do is to try and score goals, but they haven't got the quality to do that either. So they're playing a system that doesn't really suit them because they're not very good.
Yeah.
So it takes balls to be able to say to your players, listen, this system doesn't work because we haven't got the quality and we need to sit in and defend and fight for our lives, get a point here and there and see how we go. But that is the problem in today's game, is everyone's trying to be fancy and play fancy footy when you're not asked, you just want points on the table.
Yeah. Said it last season, like, the 3 promoted sides went down last season because they all tried to play football, and it looks like the same thing's going to happen this season. And as I've said time and time again, promoted side need to come up and play like a Sean Dyche team, like a Sam Allardyce team, like just defend, nick a goal, make yourselves difficult to beat, stay in the league for the season, get the proper Premier League payments, then start buying better players and build up and then start playing the football that you really want to play. Like, I don't think the fans would be bothered if, we're not putting together 20, 30 pass moves and then scoring, we're hitting it long and we're scoring off a fucking assist from the keeper. Like, who's asked if you score the goals? Yeah. When you're down there, that's all that matters.
I think that's the problem with modern footy as well, though. I think managers are one directional. Do you know what I mean? I think they've only got one way and they haven't got it in them to tweak. So you see, like we've got different teams there. Sometimes we play without a striker almost, and we're playing with like 3 forwards. But then sometimes we have a lead man. We change things. We change how we defend. Sometimes Trent goes inside. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes Gravenberch is well deeper. Sometimes he's not. It's just we've got different systems and different styles, and that's why I'm proper enjoying Arnie Slot, because you're seeing how clever he is. He's a proper old school footy manager who is, ripping apart the opponent's tactics, watching videos, analysing everything, every single move they can possibly make. He's trying to counter it. And not many managers are like that anymore. It's all, this is how we play. Even Klopp said it himself. Klopp used to say, like, it doesn't matter who we're playing, we'll play our way. And sometimes you lose games that way. So, yeah, to have a manager who's willing to change things up and be willing to be boring as well, as fucking horrible as it is sometimes. And I've said it myself a few weeks ago, saying like it's getting to a point where it's not that enjoyable watching the match. But who gives full-time whistle goes, 3 points on the board, we've won a game. You're not asked. Don't have to watch the highlights. Fuck it. You just go to the match. You've won. You go to the pub. You sing your head off because we're winning. So yeah, it's fucking great. I'm happy.
Yeah, it is. It's just a boss feeling in it. Like, as I say, we're flying, and I think what makes it even more enjoyable is how unexpected it is this season. Like, not one single Liverpool fan, I don't care who you are and what you might have said at the start of the season, nobody really believed we'd be in this position now.
My dad.
Except your dad. Yeah, he is. Your dad is.
Mate, we're going to win the league every year, and if you say we're not, he wants to kill you.
See, I say we're going to win the league every season, even when I don't actually believe it. We finished like 8th or whatever under fucking Brendan Rodgers, and I said the next season we'd win the league. Like, it doesn't mean I always believe it. But
like, I wouldn't sit there in an argument with other fans and go, we're going to win the league this year, because I wouldn't have had anything to back me up. Be like, we got close last year. It's a transitional year, but we've got a new manager coming in, so give him a year, see how he goes. But wasn't expecting this. As much as I believe in the team, I've said all along, top 4, win a cup, happy days. But we're not even overachieving, because it's not even like we're not like fluking games. We're going into games with a system good enough to win the games.
Yeah, that's it. And I can confirm now with your dad that he probably actually would say that he is the most optimistic Liverpool fan I've ever come across in my life.
Lad, we were in the pub the other day, and my dad was going, PSG is shite. They're only League One, nothing to them. Last night he was going, these are the French champions. Fucking hell. I was like, you need to make them French champions. They haven't lost fucking 10 games on something like that. They haven't lost their own for this long. And I was like, you literally sat and faced me face to face the other day and said, we'll batter these because these are shite. And he was like, well, you know me. I was like, well, what do you mean you know me? You can't just say, well, you know me. You can't just change the tune because the batter of us. But that's bizarre. Like, if we're losing, he'll put a spin on it to give you the reason why we're losing, to make it not sound as bad.
Yeah.
And, like, fucking hell. Even yesterday, he was going to me at half time. I'm fucking shaking here. Like, it must be bad if my dad's panicking.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, like I say, I have always been one of them who's just sort of blindly says it, like I say, a bit of blind hope. Like I said, we'd win the league when we had fucking Balotelli, Lambert, and Barini up front. So what the fuck do I know?
You're what they call a dickhead, then.
Yeah, I am pretty much. But if you've listened to us long enough now, we're 130 episodes deep. You've listened to me enough now. You know I'm a dickhead already, so it's not news to anyone, is it? But yeah, look, like I say, going to keep this one short and sweet tonight. So going to wrap it up there. Just in order, the Reds, in all honesty, like it's the only thing I can really say. Like we're just a fantastic football team. I think any type of team that we come up against, we've got a way to beat them, and it's just a joy to behold. And I can't wait to see how far this team goes because it feels like it's just the beginning. Like
It's
this
only
is
just begun, lads, isn't it?
it has.
Yes, lot. Nah.
Yeah,
I would like to
me.
just say as well, lads, obviously, if you're listening and you go on the match on Saturday, not tomorrow, Saturday, get in the ground early, get behind the lads. If you want to welcome the coach, do your shit, but there's not organised as far as I know. Get in the ground with the fucking mentality that you're going to come out absolutely fucked because you're shattered, because you've been bouncing on your seat and screaming your head off and willing the ball into the net. It's only Southampton, but it's another game we need to win. It's another 3 points. It's a massive momentum builder for Tuesday and then the cup final. Get in there, give it your fucking all. If you see someone sat down next to you, poke them, grab them, bite them, do whatever you have to do to make them fucking active. Sing your hearts out and get behind the Reds because there's a fucking league title to be won.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better. I would just like to preface that by saying, make sure whatever you do to them is legal, and if it's not, make sure nobody sees you. So until next time, the Reds, we've got a league title to win. Let's take one more step closer to it on Saturday, and then yeah, let's just fucking enjoy the rest of the season. Until next time, up the Reds.
Up the fucking Reds.